Hi, my name is Roy Hurst, and this is my miracle story. So on May 25th, 2021, I was working for the South Haven Police Department, but at the time I was attached to a FBI Safe Streets Task Force, which focuses mainly on violent crimes. Our dispatch put out a BOLO for a vehicle that had entered our city, that where the occupant driving the vehicle was wanted for numerous felony aggravated assault warrants out of Georgia. After some time, one of our officers located the vehicle. The vehicle fled from him and he lost it, and he thought that the vehicle was going to be in the area of Church Road going on to northbound Interstate 55. At the time, I was pretty close to Interstate 55 at State Line, so I pulled up into that area, and within a few minutes I was able to locate the vehicle northbound on 55 headed into Memphis. As the vehicle entered into an area that I was somewhat familiar with, low population, very little threat to the public, I knew that this would be a perfect place to end this. And at this point, I used my vehicle to damage the side of his vehicle, purposely popping his side airbags. Whenever I did this, I thought that the vehicle would come to a stop and I would be able to effect an arrest, like you would normally would. But the vehicle continued rolling down the road at a pace that I was unable to keep up with. So I entered back into my vehicle and began to follow the vehicle again. The suspect's vehicle came to rest on an elevated position, and at this point, the suspect exited his vehicle and swung around with a long rifle. As he exited his vehicle, I threw my vehicle into park and exited, because I knew that if he was going to be exiting with a long gun, that it was going to be easy for me to be hit if I stayed in the vehicle. So I exited as he began opening fire, and at this point I could feel the bullets going by me. I could feel the cavitation from the rounds. I could hear the sound of the rounds. I took up a position to return fire with only 7 rounds. That was over very quick. Once I was out of ammo, I began to run, and as I was running, I could still hear the bullets flying by me. I was able to finally find a place where I was able to take cover up underneath on a hill that was kind of kept the view of him away from me. It was at this point that I laid there for a couple seconds, being scared to look up. When I finally got up the nerve to look up, I could see him drive off in my vehicle, and I could also notice that there was a obvious wound to my left forearm. As I laid there, I could see that he had left, and I could see that the passenger door of his vehicle opened and a female stepped out. As the female stepped out, she went to the rear passenger door and opened it, and I could see her remove an approximately 2-year-old child. I was unaware that either one of them were in the vehicle. I later learned that the suspect had fled into Arkansas, with Arkansas State Police chasing him into an area outside of Forest City. There, approximately 150 officers surrounded a field and a house where, after a 6-hour standoff, the suspect was taken into custody. It was also later determined that after he had shot approximately 14 times at me, that the reason why he had stopped firing at me was because his gun had jammed. There are things about this day that some people say can be considered a miracle. There's numerous different things that happen throughout this whole ordeal. The one thing that stands out to me is the fact that when I needed him the most, God stopped the fire of the rifle. If he wouldn't have stopped it at the point that he did, who knows how this would have ended up.